Greetings people, welcome to another Foosh video review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Combiner Hunters box set, which is made up of new versions of RC Chromia and Windblade here. Now this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, so it's not something you can just walk into your local Toys R Us and pick up. Hasbro was kind enough to send this set along to us as an advanced preview copy to show you guys what you'll be getting at the con this weekend. So the packaging here, we've got a nice painting that displays the three characters well with their new weapons. No spoiler, and it looks like they're hunting Superion. So on the back, there's not a whole lot to look at here aside from Combiner Hunters, and this box did get a little bit damaged in transit, it looks like. Let's see here. Now this whole sheath does kind of slide away to give you an idea of what you're getting inside the box. So again, like I said, it's RC Chromia and Windblade with new decos, new colors, new paint job, all that jazz, and some pretty substantial looking new weapons, as well as new versions of their older weapons. So what we're going to do here is get this set open and see what this is all about. Again, these are the Combiner Hunters, and this is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive set. Sit tight. So here are the three fembots, as they're sometimes called, out of the package. So, and I think the gimmick here obviously are these absurd weapons they come with. They're just gigantic. These kind of like swords and meat cleavers and spears of death that they come with. I mean, RC's in particular, I mean, this thing is such a monster. I mean, look at that thing. Big pink blade. It's kind of cool. Chromia is nothing to sneeze at. Just another long blade. Now what's interesting about this, I don't know if you can tell, right here at the base of the blade, it looks like 5 Devastator chest plates. So I guess that's maybe how they keep track of the number of combiners they've taken down. They put a Devastator chest plate on Chromia's sword. Who knows? But yeah, these weapons are really kind of formidable looking. They're really cool. And I'm impressed with how well they can hold them and still remain standing. Let's just take a look at RC's here first. I mean, the thing is huge. It's much bigger than she is. And she has no problem holding this massive meat cleaver. Or, steel cleaver, as it were. So, I mean, I guess that's where the value in this set really is, because there's nothing new about the molds. These are the exact same Chromia, RC, and Windblade figures that we've seen at retail so far. Just repainted. And, when it comes to repaints, I'm usually pretty lukewarm on the concept, to the point where I often just skip them unless there's some retooling involved. Retooling to a new character. But since these are straight up repaints, at first I was pretty the weapons aren't really going to be worth it. But some of these, like RC here, God, I'm really digging the black. In fact, let me take the sword out of her hands. And it is cool how they can grip their weapons with 2 hands like this. Let's get a close-up of her. I really dig what Hasbro did with RC here. I really like the colors. She's got an Autobot logo on her cheek there. It's really tiny. But the black figure with the pink and silver highlights, really digging it. And I'm not going to go through the transformations here on camera, since again these are not new molds. So we just get some comparison shots and all that good stuff. And let's see, here she is with the Hasbro retail version of RC. And it's different enough that I feel like the purchase here is warranted. And in addition to the big giant cleaver, she's got the same little blue energon swords that the retail RC came with. So, I mean, you can outfit her either way, I guess. But man, I am really digging the black ninja kind of looking RC here. Really like what I see a lot. Let's get them from the back. Yeah. It's the black with like the metallic blue and the pink and the silver. Those highlights are really doing it for me. Just looks really cool. So that is Combiner Hunter RC's robot mode. I'll get to the vehicle modes in a bit. I just want to take a look at the robot modes first. So next we'll look at Chromia. And we'll get RC's weapon out of the way. Oop, I got some fuzz sticking to the weapons. And again, it's a nice big formidable weapon. I guess good to take giant combiners down with. This thing really is something else. Let me put that down. And I really like the blue and the silver kind of scheme that they got for Chromia. And here she is with her retail counterpart. Again, they look pretty cool. Again, for just simple repaints, I really feel like these new ones are kind of a little bit better than the retail versions. I mean, again, the black RC isn't like a G1 Classic or anything, but God, it just looks so much cooler than the regular version. And Chromia, same story. There's the wheel hanging off the back, and I'm really excited to get these guys in their alt mode, so we can check that out too. But that is Chromia. And next up we'll take a look at Windblade here. Windblade comes sporting this giant spear. And then these weapons all have names. Let me see where I put that. Yeah. On the back of the box, or on the bottom of the box rather, once you have that sheath off. So this one, Windblades, is called the Spectro Spear. This big thing, RC's weapon, is called simply the Combiner Slayer. I think that works. And Chromia's looks like it's called the Primon Blade. So, and the Spectro Spear here, it says, allows the bearer to take on a temporary spectral form. A combiner can't see what hit it. So I guess when Windblade's wielding this thing, she's invisible. And then the Combiner Slayer, Toximex Sawteeth deliver a poison that scrambles a team's combined circuits. So that sounds like bad news for a Decepticon combiner. And then the Primon Blade, light enough to be wielded by one, strong enough to slay the combined form of many. So it sounds like in tandem, these weapons are some serious business here. But here is Windblade with her retail counterpart. I always forget just how awful Windblade's feet are, just in terms of getting her to stand. God, there we go. So, again, with all three for three, I'm really liking the Combiner Hunters version better. In fact, Windblade's face just looks really awesome. Let's just get a quick close-up of that. The colors are just so cool. The blue and the silver and the gold just looks thoroughly awesome. So that is them in their robot modes. Let's get a quick look at them in their alt modes and see how they turned out. 1 second. Okay, here are all three of their combined modes, as comically out of scale with each other as they could possibly be. We've got Windblade, who's a jet, who is not much larger than RC, who's a race car, who is kind of smaller than Chromia, who is some kind of motorcycle. But, I mean, they still look really cool, like on their own, even though, you know, scale is crazy, and Transformers scale, yeah, I know, but still. I think the winner here again is RC. The black car with the pink highlights is just really slick looking. I love the metallic blues and the silvers and the pinks against the black. It's so cool. And just like the retail version, the Energon weapons plug right into her sides here. And just like the retail version, I mean, it's not pretty underneath, but there's no RC smiling at us, so that's good. Chromia, I think I have Chromia transformed properly. It's hard for me to tell. It's such a weird transformation, but I think I'm pretty sure this is it. If this isn't exactly it, it's darn close to it. And I'm really loving the red, the clear red plastic windshield thing, whatever it's supposed to be, since she turns into some kind of like Tron light cycle looking thing. Still cool though. I like the colors. I'm not a big fan of like the white kind of tribal looking stuff that they've got going on here, but whatever. And Windblade, I think, looks cool as a kind of red and gold fighter plane here. The transformation here is every bit as awful and awkward and weird as the retail version. I think it's just the soft plastic, because once again, I mean, there's some soft plastic here that went into making Windblade, and the transformation is just strange, getting everything to align properly, and you still see that gap right there in the jet mode, which I guess could be, you know, we could address that by fitting her sword sheath scabbard thing into the proper spot, but, you know, short of doing that, you know, let's just do that, because it's gonna annoy me. I believe it just plugs in like this, something like that, and that does address the gap to a degree. Again, not super elegant, but it's something, I suppose. But here are the Combiner Hunters in their combined alt modes. Not that they combine themselves or anything, but in their alt modes. And now again, this is pretty much a set of just straight up repaints of figures that we've already seen at retail. The big selling point here basically are the gargantuan crazy weapons that we get with the set, so they can go off and carve up combiners. If you don't have the retail versions, and this set is totally worth picking up in that case. I believe it's going to run $75 at the con. Even if you do, I mean, gosh, I like these. I might just make these my default versions of these three characters, of Windblade, Chromia, and RC respectively, because I do like these new paint schemes so much more than the standard what we're used to. So, I mean, it's God, your mileage may vary in terms of the value of this set, but I think it's a pretty, I do think it's a pretty cool set. I'm pleasantly surprised by it. It's a lot cooler than I thought it was gonna be. So that is the Combiner Hunters 3-pack. That's going to be available at San Diego Comic-Con and probably on Hasbro Toy Shop following the con. When? Yeah, who knows? It's always some random time that the exclusives drop. So, I mean, I think this set is worth picking up. I'm pleasantly surprised by it. I'm impressed. I'm really kind of, I can't say it enough. I'm pleasantly surprised by these three. So I'll leave it up to you to make up your minds whether or not you think it's worth picking up for yourselves. So once again, thanks for checking us out here on The Fwoosh, and we will see you again very soon.